After adding PA door, windows, and glass doors, let's jump to roller doors. And the reason I left roller doors in just one video is because they can be quite complex, and obviously every company will have different suppliers and different rules and ranges associated to them. There are also some specifics about, hey, what about motors or chains? So we can cover all of this in this video. So let's jump into the pricing database, and if I search here for roller door, we can see that we have, lots of items. So I'm not going to be doing every single one of them, but I can just do a few, and obviously you're going to understand the principle. It's just follow and kind of copy and paste and change the variables. However, there is something else. Please reach out to us if you use specific manufacturers, because we could have that set up already. So we can just import all of that information to your environment, so you don't have to do every single roller door, especially if you're using lots of different ranges. So contact our team, and our team will be able to actually tell you, hey, we have this pricing already set up, and we're gonna implement for you. But the reason I am gonna show how to do it in these videos is just that you understand how to do it, and then if you want to make modifications, you can get someone in your company to do it. All right, so let's get a few roller doors. I'm gonna add a few from Series A and a few in Series B, and I might get a few in Series B in zinc as well. So just to have different options there. So let me link all of them to my calculation. So our calculation so far is considering our cladding, some internal frames, is considering the openings like doors, sliding doors and windows, and now we're just adding the roller doors, who are also an expensive item in our shed kit. Also, let me search if we have anything to do with chain, no, or motor. Yeah, we have the roller door models Series A and B, so we can link this to the calculation as well. And just staying here, I'm just gonna set the category here probably to equipments for the roller door, and for the RAD roller door, I can select all of the items that I have here and say, okay, they're all doors, right? Good, so let's jump to our pricing calculation and just go to the end here where we have those items. So roller doors and roller doors, they're gonna all be in the shed kit group. And let's start with the first one. This is very popular in roller doors when we have these different ranges of like heights and widths. And depending on the roller door, it can be very tricky to find the right price. Lots of mistakes are found in this selection when you're doing that manually or through an Excel spreadsheet. It can be quite tricky, right? And in Shedmate, it's very simple. So let's learn how we do it. So the first one that I'm going to be adding here is the property. The subcategory in the doors needs to be equals to roller door. I don't have any roller door in my model. That's why it's not showing it there. So as I mentioned to you before in other videos, I like to duplicate this. I like to go to my model, add a few roller doors there, just so I can, just select those items knowing that I'm doing the right thing. So let me make this a little bit bigger. 20 meters wide, and I'll probably just go here to my size and base, and just make here the bay length is 5 meters, so I have more base, and then I can have some additional roller doors here. So roller doors, I just press RD as roller door, and I can make it different sizes. So this is going to be Series A. I can have another one that's going to be Series B, and for now that's it. I think this will do. So let's save this, save the quoting, reload the pricing. So now when I jump to my pricing calculations and go to my roller door again, I can now select an additional modifiers, getting 12 doors, but now I go subcategory condition equals 2, and now I have the roller doors there because I added it in my model. So I have 8 roller doors. That's what Shedmate is considering. But in this case specifically, the door needs to be in color, or in other words, going back here, look how many different options we have for the roller doors, right? The color needs to be not equals to zinc. So this is what we've been using. If it's zinc, if it's not zinc, it's generally color bound. So that's another level of filtering. And then I have the series. So you can have different ways of putting these roller doors here depending on the suppliers. But we can look here and see series name is equals to A. So that's another one that I'd like to see how Shedmate's naming it. So coming here, series E equals to A, and I just need to get one of those roller doors and put them in different color, as I've just done here. Let me save this shed again. I'll just save this for now. Save the quotation, reload it. Because I could put just A, but Shedmate could be actually naming that as series A, for instance. So I want to make sure I'm getting the right information. So let's open it, and now the series name is like A or B. Okay, that's it. So for this one, needs to be series A. The color needs to be not equals to zinc, and then that's when we have more details here. The height of my roller door needs to be greater than 1.2, and also the height, look how, that's why I said I need just one video for the roller doors. The height needs to be less or equals to 2.1. And then we have more like ranges for the width. So the width of this needs to be greater or equals to 750. And the width needs to be less or equals to 2150. So this is just a specification for this range for the roller doors. Now we save it, and then we can copy this and go to the other items. So just paste here. So now we're just changing that the height here needs to be greater than 2200 and less than 26, and the width needs to be greater than this, less than that. That's all right. And then just do the same for this one. Paste rule. So this is going 2.7 and less than 3 meters. It needs to be between 7.5 and 2150. Good. So it's not calculating any door. And what I like to do, as I mentioned before, is actually divide my screen here and then try to create specific doors that goes in those different ranges, so we can make sure that Shedmate's not, you know, playing with it. So the height here, it's gonna be 2.1. Actually, we're gonna put 2 meters, so that's too low, but it's just one of the price ranges we've got there, so I'm just using this as an example. And the width needs to be 2 meters. So if you have a 2x2, then it's gonna quantify here. If we have another door that's gonna be 2, maybe I got some doors that are too short, right? And this is gonna be 2.3, so it's gonna go in this range, 2.3. And then the next one is going to be 2.9, and the height needs to be 2.1. I just put 2 meters. Got it. So ideally, if I did that correctly, we're going to have here series A in color, and we're going to have one for each when we quantify those doors. Save the model, and now let's save that quotation just to make sure that our formulas are correct. And I just like to reload the page. Now let's see how Shedmate is going to quantify them. Jumping back to my pricing calculations, I can see that we have here just one. All right, something is wrong. Let's see what's going on there. Maybe I did the wrong thing. Series A. Oh, there we go. This is series B, so that's why it's not quantifying. So I need to change it back to series A. And this one here is series A. The width is actually 2.9 and the height is 2.1, and it has the color. So all right, so what went wrong here? So subcategory is equals to roller doors. It's not zinc. Okay, that's not zinc. The series is A. The height needs to be greater than 2.7 and less or equals to 3 meters. There we go. Yep. This needs to be 2.7. I actually messed up here. The height needs to be 2.7, but the width needs to be shorter. There we go. Yeah. So once again, now if I save this shed, I wouldn't have to save this because I haven't changed any of the formulas here. Just reload the page. Now my pricing calculations should be correct. I can see that the price changed there, so it gives a good sign. And then I have that roller door. Oops. Again, didn't work. What's going on? Let's go back there. The shed was saved. Series A. Just reloading. Maybe I did that too fast. Yeah, no, something is wrong here. So let's check again. Not equals to zinc. Yeah, I found the issue. Just the second door here, I actually did it wrongly. So the height should be higher than 2.2. I actually put just 2 meters here. So if I go 2.3, and the width is actually 2 meters. Oops, 2.1. And the last one, the height should be between 2.7 and 3. So let's check what's going on here. Greater than, in this case, it needs to be greater or equals. All right, so this is why it's very picky with roller doors. So it needs to be greater or equals to 2.7 and less or equals to 3 meters. Okay, so now I'm going to confirm this and just modify the other ones. So greater or equals and less or equals, because if you get if you're getting that intersection, it's not gonna quantify the doors we want. So very good to have this greater or equals, less or equals. Okay, so just reviewing this, looks good. Yeah, they all look good. So saving that again, coming back to our quantification, and once again guys, we just need to do that once. Okay, once we do it, that's it. Our roller doors will always be quantified no matter how many projects we're using that. There we go, $13,000. And I have 1, 2, 3 roller doors. Good. So my roller doors are being, saved correctly. So now that I've made the test and it looks good, I have I trust more on what I've done. I could do the same for Series B and in Zinc. All I have to do here is pretty much copy all of those rules, and I could just copy directly from here. I can paste it here, and then in this case I would need to say that now the series needs to be Series B for that door, and the height needs to be between actually the height here is just 3.3, so that should be a specific one. So I have to say that needs to be equals to 3.3 meters, and I can just delete this one, and the width needs to go from 2855 to 310 So this is the formula for this specific one. And the other one that we have here, zinc, is pretty much exactly the same formula that we've got there. So I'll copy from here. But now instead of not equals to zinc, this is equals to zinc. And then you have to just do the same for all of the other items. Just the next one I would like to cover is the roller door motors. So what we can do here is we just need to quantify, not per roller door, but just, okay, I have all of the doors. Is there any door with motors on it? And how I do it? I go to equipments, but these equipments, if I go here to add rules, you can see that if I go to my property, I'm not going to be able to get much like spinaways, though that's not what I want, just because spinaways, they are built in the equipment. So something we can do here is actually say, I want to quantify equipments for roller doors, for doors. So now what I can see here is the variables for the doors, but I'm quantifying this as an equipment for doors. So this is how Shedmate can be very flexible. So in this case, I want to get the subcategory that's equals to roller doors. So Shedmate is getting 8, but I don't have 8 motors. I just need to go there and add another conditional modifier and look for has a motor. And if the condition is yes, then I want it to quantify here as a roller door, but also it needs to be series A. I think that's how we spell it. I'll just confirm on the other one. Yes, Series A. That's it. So there is an error here, and this error is just saying has condition equals, yeah, I just need to set the right conditions, equals to yes and series A. So now I just copy this and go here, paste and say, yep, I'm just gonna copy and say this is gonna be doors and the series is gonna be AA. So now I can get like equipments for doors, and then I can do the same here. Just go equipment for doors, paste the rules and go series B. So now it's getting all of the roller doors in the model in which they contain motors, and that the series is A, AA, or A. And then that's how I quantify all of my roller door motors. Okay, Artur, how do I actually apply this? If I go back to my model, I'll just do that by duplicate this. Let's go to this model here. And inside Shedmate, I can select this item and say, okay, this one has motors on it. It's series A. This one here could be series AA and motors on it. And you can see the motor is added inside. And this one could be series B and has motor on it. Okay. So I'm just changing here randomly, but Shedmate has smarter ways to do that based on the sizes. So it's gonna go to the outer series, or if you're using BND or Steel Line or different manufacturers, you're gonna have that as well. So let me save this shed, and then I'm just gonna reload my pricing, and I should have one of each there on my pricing calculations. Yep, the price has went up a little bit. So if I go down, I can see that's actually quantifying 1, 2, 3 motors on my project, and then it's quantifying some of those roller doors that I've got there. So if I check here, I can see that these 3 roller doors, they're being quantified, and then I have some other roller doors that are quantified on the other side. This is something very important to note, is you can see that Shedmate showing us quantified the 3 items. We're just building a system that's gonna allow us to tell that each of those items we're quantifying, if they are primary or secondary. Primary means I'm actually quantifying the item. Secondary means I'm actually quantifying the equipment that goes with that item, for instance, a bolt or something like that. And the reason that Shedmate showing all of the doors as quantified is because 3 of the doors that I've got here, they're actually quantified here, and 3 of the other doors, they're quantified because of the motors. And then the motors just getting that specific item. But we're changing this to improve the system, but just bear in mind that this can happen. So please make sure you don't make this mistake.